Are you living alone but still feeling drained, stiff, and oddly restless every morning? You'd think a quiet house and an empty bed would bring peace, but instead your body aches, sleep feels shallow, and the silence sometimes feels heavier than noise. Here's the truth: living alone after 60 doesn't have to feel lonely or exhausting. In fact, it could be the healthiest, most healing chapter of your life if you know what to change. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 simple but powerful habits that older adults living solo are using to feel stronger, sleep deeper, and smile more, all without meds or big changes. Don't ignore the signs your body's whispering. The best time to take back your energy is today. Before we dive in, tell me where you're watching from and what time is it. Drop the word hope in the comments if you're ready to live healthier for you. If this feels helpful, hit subscribe so you won't miss what's next. Let's get started. You might be surprised what one small shift can do. The first habit seems simple but is very powerful. Reclaiming your kitchen. Eating when you're truly hungry and eating what brings you joy. Most folks don't realize how many years they've spent cooking for someone else. A spouse who needed dinner at 6 sharp, a child who hated anything green, a routine that never quite felt like yours. But now it's your turn. And believe me, it makes more difference than you think. I remember chatting with Mrs. Carroll from Ohio. She's 72, recently widowed. When her husband passed, she said the silence in the kitchen hit her like a wave. For weeks, she ate toast or skipped meals altogether. Then one night, she got a sudden craving for warm, creamy tomato soup. She made it. Sat down by the window. No TV. No noise, just her, a bowl of soup, and the feeling that for the first time in years she was eating for herself. She told me that bowl felt like medicine, and honestly it was. Because when we eat based on real hunger, not a clock, not someone else's preference, our bodies respond. AARP actually wrote about this. They said eating according to your internal hunger cues can help lower blood sugar spikes, support better digestion, and even improve sleep at night. Let's be honest. As we get older, digestion slows, metabolism changes. Eating out of habit or worse, guilt, only adds strain. It can lead to bloating, heartburn, and unstable energy all day long. But here's the beautiful part: you don't need a meal plan or a fancy diet. You just need to listen to your body. Maybe that means a warm bowl of oatmeal at 10 a.m. Maybe it's a small salad at 4 p.m. Maybe it's having a little piece of dark chocolate with tea at night just because it makes you smile. There are no rules anymore. You get to decide. And your body, once it trusts you're listening, begins to relax. You feel lighter, less foggy, more you. So next time you walk into your kitchen, I want you to ask one gentle question. What would feel good to eat right now? Not what's in the fridge, not what someone expects, just what feels right. Even that one small shift, that question, can open the door to better energy, calmer digestion, and deeper rest at night. And isn't that what we all want? To feel nourished, not just full, to enjoy the moment, not rush through it. You're not just feeding your body anymore. You're feeding your freedom. And the kitchen, that's not just a place to cook. It's your little sanctuary now. In the next part, we'll talk about something else you don't have to explain anymore: your hobbies, and how they just might be the key to joy you didn't even know you were missing. Stick with me. You'll love this next one. The second habit might sound simple, but it's a big one. You don't have to explain your hobbies to anyone ever again. A lot of older adults think they need a reason to enjoy what they enjoy, like they need permission to knit or garden or watch old Elvis movies for the 100th time. But here's the truth: you don't owe anyone an explanation. I remember meeting Miss Susan, 72, from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Her living room looked like a tribute to old Hollywood. Marilyn Monroe posters, Elvis bobbleheads, and right in the corner, a life-size cardboard Frank Sinatra. She laughed when I looked surprised and said, "My husband hated it, said it was creepy. But now it's just me and Frank, and he doesn't complain." I still smile thinking about that, because there was something powerful in the way she said it. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She just liked what she liked. And that made her home feel like hers finally. You see, the danger isn't in having quirky hobbies. It's in silencing parts of yourself to fit in with someone else's idea of normal. Harvard Health has done studies on this. They found that hobbies not only help older adults preserve memory, but also reduce stress and feelings of isolation. Whether it's wood carving in the garage or painting birds on seashells, the brain lights up when we create for joy. And here's the best part. It doesn't have to be good. You don't have to be the next Picasso or Meryl Streep. You just have to enjoy it. Even 20 minutes a day doing something you love can lower blood pressure, improve mood, and boost your immune system over time. One woman from Oregon wrote me a note. She said, "I started doing cross-stitch again, not for gifts, not for anyone to see, just for me. I listen to jazz stitch a silly phrase on a pillow, and suddenly I feel calm." That's the kind of medicine we don't talk about enough. Free, gentle, personal, and it works. So here's a little challenge. What's one hobby you used to love that you've quietly packed away over the years? What if this week you brought it back just for you? Even 10 minutes of joy is worth more than hours of doing things you think you should. You've earned the right to explore, to play, to do things that make absolutely no sense except to your soul. And in the next habit, we'll talk about something even more fun, how your home becomes your personal sanctuary when you're no longer decorating for anyone else. You're going to love this part. The third habit, my friend, might be the most fun of all. You finally get to decorate your home exactly how you want it. No compromises, no side eyes from your spouse, no kids begging you to go minimal. This space, your bedroom, your living room, even that tiny hallway nook can now reflect you. Your memories, your favorite colors, the little quirks that make you feel at peace. I once visited Mr. Harold, 78, out in Asheville, North Carolina. He proudly gave me a tour of his velvet cave. Deep red walls, string lights shaped like guitars, and a reading chair so plush you'd sink 2 inches deep. His kids thought it was too much, but Harold just smiled and said, "At my age, I don't need approval. I need joy. And joy, it matters more than most folks realize." According to the Mayo Clinic, living in a space that reflects your personality can actually increase dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. It helps reduce stress, ease feelings of loneliness, and even improve sleep. So know those Elvis curtains or sunflower wall decals aren't silly. They're medicine. Here's the thing. When your home feels right, your body relaxes, your nervous system calms down, you breathe easier, you sleep deeper. You stop feeling like you're just passing time and start feeling like you're truly home. One woman from Tulsa, Oklahoma, her name's Darlene, told me she finally painted her kitchen yellow, even though her late husband always said it was too bright. Now she says it makes her smile before her morning coffee. That smile, that little burst of dopamine. It's not small. It sets the tone for your whole day. If you've been holding back, still keeping the nice china locked up, or that colorful quilt hidden in the closet, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to surround yourself with what makes you feel alive. It doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to make you happy. And don't let anyone make you feel silly for loving what you love. You're not decorating for a magazine. You're decorating for peace of mind. So here's my little challenge for you. What's one tiny corner of your home that you can make yours again this week? Maybe a photo wall, maybe fairy lights, maybe just a fresh coat of paint in that color you secretly love. Whatever it is, do it for you. And next we'll talk about something just as freeing. Why eating dinner alone might actually be the most peaceful part of your day. Stay with me. You're going to like this one. The fourth habit is, you're no longer the all-in-one wife. That's right. You've officially retired from being the planner, the chef, the therapist, and the referee. And I hope you've thrown that invisible job description out the window for good. For decades, many women, especially here in the US, have carried this quiet, invisible weight. It wasn't just laundry and meals. It was knowing your husband's doctor appointments, your grandkid's birthday, And who likes their sandwiches without mayo? It was managing emotions during holidays, smoothing over arguments, and being the steady hand when everyone else fell apart. I remember talking to Mrs. Nancy from Ohio. She's 72, soft-spoken, always smiling. For years, she was the backbone of her family, cooked every meal, remembered every birthday, and kept everyone sane. But after her husband passed and her kids moved out, she realized something. She'd never really rested. She told me I didn't know who I was outside of everyone else's needs. And that hit me hard. Because you see, the nervous system can't tell the difference between physical labor and emotional labor. Carrying other people's stress year after year burns you out just the same. Your body tightens. Your mind races. You start waking up tired even after 8 hours of sleep. According to Mayo Clinic, chronic stress in seniors can lead to real physical symptoms like headaches, digestive issues, and even memory problems. So here's the truth. It's okay to rest now. It's not selfish. It's necessary. And it doesn't mean you stop caring. It just means you're finally caring for you. Your body deserves calm. Your spirit deserves space. And if dinner isn't cooked or the grandkids forgot to call, it's not your job to fix it anymore. Want something simple to start every morning? Take 15 minutes just for you. Don't pick up your phone. Don't answer emails. Just sit by the window with your tea or coffee. Feel the morning sun. Breathe. That stillness helps reset your nervous system. And that calm, it ripples through your whole day. You've done your part. For years, you held the house together like duct tape, quietly without fuss. Now you get to let go. So if anyone asks what you're doing these days, smile and say, I'm recovering from 40 years of unpaid management. You've earned it. And if you've already started giving yourself permission to rest, tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear what that looks like for you. Because rest is not a reward. It's your right. And in the next part, we'll talk about something just as freeing, how you don't have to explain your passions anymore. Sound good? Let's keep going. Habit number 5 might sound quiet, but it's powerful. Most people think you need to talk it all out to heal, but truth is not everyone needs advice. Sometimes you just need a little candlelight and a moment alone. I remember visiting my Uncle Ray in Vermont after his wife passed. He didn't want visitors, didn't want to explain, but each evening he'd sit by the fireplace, light a small beeswax candle, and just be. He'd close his eyes, hold her old scarf, and breathe in deep. Didn't say a word, but something about that quiet seemed to hold him up. Turns out healing in solitude isn't just poetic, it's deeply human. The Cleveland Clinic even shared that quiet reflection helps us adapt after trauma. It gives our minds space to untangle pain without pressure. No interruptions, no expectations. Because after 65, grief shows up in different ways. Maybe it's losing a friend, or hearing news about your health. You don't always want a pep talk. You don't need another pill. You just want your heart to stop aching for a little while. But if we keep burying it deep and marching on that weight doesn't disappear, it just gets heavier. It creeps into your sleep, shows up in your chest as tightness. Some folks even get stomach troubles not realizing it's grief wearing another mask. So here's something simple you can do tonight. Turn off the TV. Find a corner that feels safe, maybe by a window. Light a candle. No phones, no noise. Just you and the memory. Say the name of what hurts, even if it's just in your head. Then sit with it for a minute. And when you're ready, let it go. You don't have to fix it all. You just have to feel it. That alone can change everything. So if you've been carrying something too long, maybe tonight's the night you give your heart 5 quiet minutes. And if you've ever tried this, would you tell us in the comments? I think someone else out there needs your courage. Let's take a breath together. And remember, healing doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be yours. The 6th habit is this: you finally get to unclench. No more holding your belly in. No more polite smiles when you're tired. No more sitting up straight just to look proper at a dinner table. You'd be surprised how many of us, especially folks over 60, are still clenching. All the time. Our jaws, our shoulders, our words. Trying to be agreeable. trying not to be a burden, trying to fit into a world that never quite slowed down for us. I remember visiting my Aunt Nancy in South Carolina. She's 72 lives alone now after her husband passed. She told me, "You know what I love the most about being by myself? I don't have to perform anymore." She laughed and said, "If I want to eat cereal for dinner in my pajamas and cry during a Hallmark movie, I do." And I could see it, the softness in her shoulders, the calm in her voice. She wasn't pretending anymore. You see, when we stay clenched mentally or physically, it's not just uncomfortable, it wears on our health. According to researchers at Yale, chronic tension raises cortisol, the stress hormone, and high cortisol over time can raise blood pressure, weaken immunity, and drain your energy. It's like driving with the brakes on. But when you start to relax, really relax, your body responds. Your heartbeat slows, your blood pressure levels out, you sleep better, even digestion improves. All those systems that felt like they were breaking down, they just needed you to breathe again. So here's something simple you can try tonight. Before bed, sit on the edge of your bed, feet flat. Close your eyes. Now start from your forehead and slowly say, relax. Work down to your shoulders, chest, hands, belly, thighs, feet. Tell each part you don't have to hold anymore. You'd be amazed how much your body listens. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you let yourself sigh out loud? Just a deep, messy, satisfying sigh. Try it right now. Feels better, doesn't it? Living alone isn't about loneliness. It can be about freedom. To be soft, to be slow, to be fully yourself again. And sometimes that's the healthiest thing we can do. The seventh habit. It might surprise you. It's about doing things for yourself, not because you have to, but because it makes you feel strong again. You know, that leaky kitchen faucet that keeps dripping, or that loose chair leg that just needs a little tightening? Most folks think I'll wait till my son visits, or I'll call someone when I can. But the truth is, even something as simple as tightening a screw or changing a light bulb can bring a deep, satisfying kind of joy. I remember Mr. Harold from Iowa, 72 years old. He hadn't touched a toolbox in years after his wife passed. One morning, his cabinet handle came off. He stared at it for a few days, then finally got out the little yellow screwdriver she used to keep, fixed it in 10 minutes. And when he told me about it, his eyes lit up like a boy showing off a kite he made. That small act. It made him feel capable again. Not perfect, not young, but capable. You see, studies from the APA say this kind of autonomy, doing small things for yourself, builds lasting confidence. It's like a quiet voice inside you saying, "I still got this." And that confidence isn't just mental, it's tied to your health. According to Cleveland Clinic, feeling in control of your environment lowers stress, steadies your heart rate, and helps sleep. On the flip side, when we stop doing even the smallest tasks, we slowly start doubting ourselves. The brain begins to whisper, "Maybe I can't anymore." But you can. Start small. Replace that battery in the remote. Plant a little basil by the window. Hang up a photo of your grandkids without waiting for help. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be yours. And hey, when you do it, share it in the comments below. I want to know what you fixed or built. Maybe even inspire someone else. Because every screw tightened, every nail hammered is a little reminder you are still writing your story. And it's a strong, beautiful one. Ready for the next habit? Let's keep going. The eighth habit is a quiet one, but powerful. It's about taking control of something that sneaks into our days more than we realize: the television. You see, many older adults leave the TV on all day. Background noise, they say. Company. Something familiar. But without even noticing, that background noise starts to set the rhythm of your life. I remember visiting my Aunt Gloria in Cincinnati. She's 79 lives alone and had the TV running from morning until bedtime. Not because she loved the shows she barely watched, but because the silence made her uneasy. One day she turned it off for just an hour and realized something surprising: she felt calmer, more in charge, more herself. Now here's what research from the National Institutes of Health and NIH says. When older adults choose what and when to watch, they feel more in control, more emotionally stable, and even less lonely. That's not magic. That's the power of intentional living. Because if you're just letting the TV play whatever it wants, you're giving away little bits of your day without knowing it. Commercials, bad news, loud noises, they shape your mood, your energy, even your sleep. According to a study from Harvard Health, watching news or drama late in the evening can disrupt sleep for seniors, raising stress levels and heart rate when you should be winding down. But when you decide, I'll watch Jeopardy at 7, and then I'll turn it off and read a book, you're creating a peaceful rhythm. You're saying, this is my time. This is my home. Try setting a simple rule. Maybe no TV after 8 p.m. or no TV while eating breakfast. Use that quiet to enjoy a cup of coffee. Watch the sun rise over your porch in Arizona or Maine, or call a grandchild. You're not just managing the remote, you're managing your peace. And that's something powerful. When you choose what enters your ears and your eyes, you're choosing what enters your heart. It might sound small, but turning down the volume can turn up the joy. And tomorrow we'll talk about something even more surprising you can control with just your own 2 hands. The 9th habit might sound simple, but it can truly change everything. When you live alone, you sleep on your own terms. No snoring next to your ear. No tug of war over the blanket at 2 a.m. No one flipping on the bathroom light before sunrise. And let me tell you, for older adults, sleep isn't just rest, it's restoration. According to the Sleep Foundation, deep sleep helps improve memory, reduces inflammation, and even eases joint pain. That's not just comfort, that's healing. I remember chatting with Mr. Harold, a retired veteran in Arizona. He'd spent 40 years sharing his room with someone who had night terrors, unpredictable shouts, sudden movements waking him up several times a night. After his wife passed, Harold felt lonely, but he also said, "For the first time in decades, I'm actually sleeping through the night." At first, he felt guilty about enjoying that quiet, but then he noticed he was sharper in the mornings. His knees didn't ache as much. And he chuckled. He stopped needing that second cup of coffee by 10 a.m. Poor sleep, especially after 60, can sneak up on you. You might think you're just getting older, but it could be broken sleep messing with your immune system, your blood pressure, even your mood. Long-term lack of deep sleep is linked to memory issues and higher risk of heart problems. Here's the beauty of solo living. You control the sleep environment. You decide when the lights go off. You pick the music, maybe soft jazz from your old Denver station. You wake up with the sun, not with someone else's alarm clock. Want to make it even better? Try a warm shower before bed, dim the lights an hour early, or listen to nature sounds like rainfall in Oregon or birdsong from your own backyard. Simple, calming, and entirely yours. So if you've been struggling with rest, ask yourself, is your bedroom truly yours? Are you letting your body sleep how it wants to? Because good sleep isn't a luxury, it's your right. And living alone gives you the quiet space to finally honor that right. Let's carry that restful energy into tomorrow's habit, because a good night leads to a better day. So today we talked about the quiet power of sleeping well when you're on your own. No noise, no interruptions, just true rest. And maybe you're realizing that living alone isn't lonely. It's peaceful, healing, and deeply yours. If something in this video spoke to you, I'd love to hear it. Go ahead and leave a comment below, maybe share what part made you smile, or just write the word hope. Because sometimes that one little word is all we need to feel connected. And if this video brought you comfort or a new perspective, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Turn on the little bell icon so you won't miss the next one. And maybe send this to a friend, a neighbor, or someone in your family who could use a kind message today. Wherever you are tonight, I hope you sleep deeply with ease in your heart and a soft blanket around your shoulders. You deserve rest. You deserve peace. And you are not alone. Sweet dreams, my friend. We'll talk again soon.